Have to state your name because you're a minor, but if you wish to state your name, you may. But again, you don't have to. With that, you may proceed with your statement. And good afternoon as well, ma'am.
My name's Ashlynne Sutton, and I'm a senior at Oxford High School. I wasn't physically injured on November 30th, 2021. You can't see my scars, but they are there. I was in the bathroom that day when the defendant emerged from the adjacent bathroom and started his rampage. Moments later, there were 5 girls in the bathroom. 4 walked out ahead of me and headed to class while I stayed back in the bathroom. After hearing the deafening noises, I came out of the bathroom stall to see those 4 girls and others, or I came out of the bathroom to see those 4 girls and others on the ground, bleeding and seemingly lifeless. That was when I realized what was happening and ran back into the bathroom to hide. Alone and terrified, I wiggled the closed-off handicap stall open and crouched behind the toilet in hopes if someone came in, they wouldn't be able to see me. I called my mother, who stayed on the phone with me for the majority of the time I remained in the bathroom. On this call, I texted my friends that I loved them. After hearing the cries from my classmates outside the bathroom, I decided I had to go out and help. However, a security guard told me to get back in the bathroom. I couldn't hear what was being said on the intercoms, so as the minutes dragged on, I sat with my legs pushed up against my chest, shaking in fear that an active shooter still roamed the halls. Eventually, a plainclothes officer came into the bathroom. He didn't identify himself. I thought he was the shooter, so I did what I was taught and I stayed hidden. His footsteps came closer and closer to the stall that I was in, and suddenly he kicked open the stall door and pointed a gun to my head. I screamed, fell to the ground, and waited for the gun to go off. Instead, he identified himself as a police officer and led me out of the bathroom. He made sure that I did not look to my left as he quickly led me to the back door. I didn't look. I had already seen enough. The relief of realizing he was law enforcement did little to erase the trauma of that moment as I was let out of the bathroom, forever changed. The impact of that day has followed me through every aspect of my existence, casting shadows on what was a life filled with innocence. I was a sophomore and just 15 years old when this happened. Before that day, school was a place of growth and companionship. It was where I was supposed to feel safe, where I was meant to build a foundation for my future. But the events that unfolded and shattered that sense of security and left an undeniable mark on my soul. The emotional and psychological aftermath is an unrelenting torment. Post-traumatic stress disorder has become an unwelcome companion, invading the sanctuary of my mind with flashbacks and anxiety and a profound sense of vulnerability. The simplest of sounds, a door slamming shut, a distant shout, can trigger an overwhelming surge of panic, transporting me back to the terror of that day. Sleepless nights are plagued by vivid nightmares, and the stress and anxiety is often manifested by physical symptoms. Things that were once so simple became so difficult. I couldn't even walk into a public bathroom for months afterwards. Be left home alone for any amount of time, or make it through a school day without experiencing debilitating panic attacks. Relationships with loved ones have been strained as we all navigate the aftermath together. Simple joys are now clouded by the specter of once was, and the path to healing seems never ending. While I am grateful to be alive, the weight of survival is a complex and conflicting emotion. I feel a responsibility to honor the memory of those who were lost, yet the guilt of living when others did not is a heavy burden that I and others like me must bear. Your Honor, I humbly request relief from the duty that may one day require me to confront the defendant at a parole hearing. It is in my solemn plea that the possibility of parole be denied, ensuring he never has the opportunity to harm another person. As you deliberate on the consequences for the defendant, I implore you to recognize the enduring impact on survivors. Justice is not only about punishment, it is about acknowledging the depth of our pain, the strength it takes to endure, and the resilience required to rebuild shattered lives. Thank you for your time, consideration, and understanding of the profound impact this tragedy has had on my life. As a survivor, I want not only to talk solely of the pain, but also to emphasize the strength that can emerge from a tragedy. In the face of unimaginable pain and loss, I have discovered an inner strength that I never knew existed. It is a strength that has propelled me forward, allowing me to rebuild my life and find purpose amidst the chaos. May our collective experiences serve as a catalyst for change, a resounding call to address the root cause of senseless violence. Thank you.
Thank you for your statements this afternoon, and your strength definitely shines through your statements this afternoon, so thank you for those statements.